What's good, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. Thank you so much for watching the video, and hopefully you've been enjoying the past few videos that I've been posting. So I'm back to being consistent, and I'm thinking of posting 3 videos a week, but you guys don't watch videos that I post on Thursdays and Fridays. I don't know whether on Thursdays you'll do like Puza Thursday, on a Friday you're going out and turning the club up. I don't know what that is about. I'm kidding, guys. So yeah, thank you so much for subscribing, and please keep on doing that. Well, it's free will, but like if you would like to subscribe, please do not forget to do it. So let's get straight into the video. So in today's video, we're talking about some of the things that you might not be taught in your IT degree, right? So too often, right, in this video, I'll just make an assumption that you've done both computer science and informatics or information systems, right? So yeah, I'll just say in your IT degree, just to be IT degrees do vary, but in this case, if you're in the software side of things like computer science, information systems, where you write code, right? So I'll refer to it in your IT degree. So let's get straight into the video. So in it, number 1, you will not be taught a programming language. I know this is sort of like a bit of a touchy subject, so that people are like, oh, you get to, yeah, you don't get taught a programming language, right? So I would give this I would make an analogy out of like a driving school, right? If you go to a driving school, you want to learn how to drive and be a driver, right? In order for you to be a driver, you need to be taught how to drive, and in this case, and a bit of like not much of mechanics of it, but like just the driving part of it, aspect of it. So obviously they will have to give you a car to use for you to learn how to drive, to demonstrate whatever lessons they're giving you. Same thing as a programming language. You don't get taught a car. Like they don't tell you this is an engine 4.5, da 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 da. This is what you can do with the car, how to rev it. This is how you do it, tone it, type of things. So you get taught the basics. Like this is the steer wheel. These are brakes. This is okay. There's one brake. This is an accelerator, a clutch. This is a gear. There's a wheels. This is where you find your what, right? So imagine if they taught that to you without a car. What was going to be the point? None. So the same thing as a programming language. You don't get taught much, right, in terms of the programming language. Like that's what I'm saying, you don't get taught the programming language. Like a programming language that you happen to use is basically a tool that is used to demonstrate whatever thing or such subject they're teaching you. For instance, if they're teaching you about data structures, imagine you just know data structures in theory, then it will defeat the whole purpose. So basically they will take a language like Java to teach you how data structures work and how they could be used. For instance, if they're showing you object-oriented programming, they have to use a tool to demonstrate that. If they're teaching you, so obviously they would teach you simple things like see in, see out, the same way they would teach you that there's a steer wheel and how to move the car. Okay, so the same thing as a programming language. So they don't teach you the actual programming language where they like, oh, Viva, C++, this is C in, this is C out. Yes, because that's what you will need eventually as we are teaching you the core, like the course. Yeah, so you don't get taught a programming language, which is great because now it gives you the ability to be flexible with your brain and your mind, and learn any programming language that you want because you're not attached. Okay, so in number 2, you do not get taught frameworks, guys. Like you don't get taught frameworks. For instance, right, where I studied at UJ, we used Java and we used Eclipse, the IDE. I'm not sure was the framework. Hey guys, I can't remember. Yeah, it is. Wow, I don't think we used Yo guys, I'm not sure, but we used Eclipse, and we also were not taught how to use Eclipse. We just taught how to create the actual project. So if you want to go above and beyond, you do your own thing. And we used the .NET framework for informatics, and we didn't get taught how .NET works. We didn't get taught about the yo guys, a lot. There's too many things like CLFs, your um oh guys, why can I not, my brain just freezes, like a whole lot of like .NET framework stuff, that there's different um versions, and right. And even also in terms of the Visual Basic that we were using, it was just to get the job done, right? If you're using SQL, you want to use it to get through the course, not to do fancy things. Right? If you want to explore, by all means, like your entity framework, you don't get taught all of those things, right? So it's just to get the point across. Okay, basically, also another disclaimer, this is me saying, okay, it's not every university or learning institution, right? So I'm just generalizing just for now what you might not be taught. So image number 3 is the importance of software methodologies, right? So what you would notice is that as soon as you get into the workplace, you use, like, it's the core of your software development career, right? The use of your software engineering methodologies that includes your Kanban, your Scrum, just in your Agile as a whole, extreme programming, da 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 da. I do extreme programming when I do my like extra like projects on the side just to keep up. I do extreme programming. I don't advise it. I don't. Yeah, so the importance of your software engineering methodologies, it's the core. It's actually what holds your it's what you do on a daily basis. Those meetings, those things like your ceremonies, right? So if you're in Scrum, I'm not sure, even Kanban as well does have like similar ceremonies. So you'd have your sprint planning, like your sprint planning, your backlog refinement, your stand-ups, your daily stand-ups. This is your sprint reviews, the importance of retros. Guys, the sprint retroactives are very much important. Basically is the way the team is going to be bashing each other. I'm kidding, not bashing, but it is bashing, guys, come on. Where someone was like, you're not the problem. If there's someone else to blame, you blame it on them. Also, it's sort of like, it gives, for as much as sprint reviews, just going through all the sprint work, and different companies do it differently. So but like retro is where the team gets together and talk about what didn't work, what could be better, all sorts of things. I mean, that's where you would have your Scrum Master set up all of those things, and it's different strokes with different folks. Basically, that's also important too, because it makes a big career. But I think you can, for as much as it's not something that you're expected to like know from the onset, but just to kind of like know that there is such a thing. And yes. So in at number 4, the importance of soft skills. Like I've said, I have a video where I do talk about soft skills, because remember now that at school you just do your practical, you zip it, you upload it, right? You don't need to be doing anything for anybody. You get what I'm saying? But like now you get to a point where you're not doing this for marks. You are basically interacting with real clients. So you're no longer creating a project where you are creating celestial bodies. If you did computer science at UJ, you would know that where you have to do graphics, where there's celestial bodies moving around, and making use of graphics and And what did we do in computer science second year? I can't quite remember, but yeah. But if you know about the celestial bodies, you know. You know. Okay? So it's very much important to learn how to communicate with clients. So sometimes you might not, I think they do glamorize some of the bad behavior, or you know how software engineers in movies, okay, I'll just say programmers in movies, because they too often don't show the programming, the software engineering aspect of it. They always show the programming aspect of it. So I'll just say the programmers in movies are usually geeks and sit in the dark corner. They live in the server rooms, and it's just, it's misrepresentation. So they sort of like glamorize such behavior and sort of like put it out as if like that's the actual case. So yeah, so basically you are going to be interacting with clients. For as much as you say you are not a, I'm not a public speaker, those things like communication skills do come in handy, right? You have to talk to clients at one point or at some point, even though it's not like your everyday thing, because you do have your project managers or the people who are the middle man between the developers and the clients. But it's like you will have to send an email, you will have to do a communication of some sort. So it's very important for you to polish up on your communication skills, right? And things like project management, that I have included, I have a video with regards to those things. So it's very much important. There should be an emphasis on that. Then we have, what's this? Core software engineering principles, right? For as much as like they do have keep it stupid simple, is it keep it stupid simple, the KISS principle, there's also things like your solid principles and all of that, right? I feel like institutions too often don't force such things onto you. For as much as it's a free world, there's many ways to skin a cat, but you do realize that when you get to the working space, to your, you know, yeah, working, it's important for you to keep up to those programming standards. Fine, I guess, you know, school is like God, like it gives you this world of free will where you do whatever you want as long as it works, right? Especially when you're doing your final year project. I don't know, guys, I feel like for me it should be a staple, guys. Like, I think, I'm not saying they do teach you, right? Like I said, university or colleges or whatever, they give you like ingredients. You do what you will with it. If you want to pretty much not use a class and create a spaghetti code, you could get away with it in your project because your code does not get reviewed as long as it does whatever it needs to do. Then you get into the workplace where, because now you have a whole year of spaghetti code, and then now you're starting the workplace, and now you make use of like those principles, use your OOP, all those principles that you've been learning. They are so much important. I think too often they just give you the knowledge, like you do what you will with it, but like I feel like they should just stress their importance of what you do learn. And this goes to further into your programming, which I would in this instant talk about the computer science part of it. The importance of those little things like your mathematical functions, your big O notation that works around the runtime of your programs, your algorithms and stuff. So for as much as they do teach you that, but I think they should be stressed, you know, as you get taught algorithms, fine, they do say, but like sometimes you just, you know, it's easy for one to think that you just get taught something because it's for knowledge purposes, but like it should be stressed, you know, in practice as well, to say this is a good programming principle. Like, let it be embedded in your brain that for as much as, I don't know, guys, maybe I want them to spin feed us, I don't know, but like the importance of learning the runtime of algorithms that we use, the impacts of your worst and best case scenarios of your algorithms that would go for your for loop, your if statement, your assignment, and all types of algorithms, and their impact and their runtime. I know maybe it's for us, but for some people like me who never had programming or a background, that they would think that, oh, sometimes, guys, things just come up as theory. You know, it's like, okay, this is just that, but it has like a major impact in your overall runtime of your program. Yeah, that's just me, guys, that's just me. I think if they could just, because some of us, guys, we are absent-minded when we're at school. I was like, yeah, I know that, but like, I don't know, guys, maybe I was not interested in my degree at the time, or I don't know. But I think if it was like sort of like embedded and stressed enough that, look, guys, it would also like give a better attitude towards writing programs, not doing spaghetti things, not doing things because they work, but putting the art of having those, important principles in place. So that's just me. Okay. And some people might say that communicating like emails and stuff, I would like to say that, or presentation, because you also do a lot of like demos, UATs, where you're required to program, you're required to write emails and stuff. Some people might say that that is not taught in school, but I think I did have an LSS, language for science, um class in my first year. Hated it two bits, hated it, right? So it was a compulsory module for all science first year students. So this was language for science, so you get taught all sorts of things. And little was, there wasn't much, IT or computer science in that language, in that module. It was mostly your normal like sciencey labby things, labby. So yeah, basically that's just my list. If you've got more things to jot down, or if your institution did teach whatever I pointed out, that's good for you, right? Too often some of you like invalidating people's experiences. You like, no, but okay, but like I'm also talking about me. So you're sort of saying that, oh, what you have to say does not matter, but what I have been through is the truth. Like, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.